KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
State Senator Roland Gutierrez grilling DPS for answers during a hearing. What he says he's still trying to get from the agency regarding the Robb Elementary School shooting.
4 officers involved in the botched raid on Breonna Taylor apartments are now facing federal charges. The story coming up.
Outside with live. Did we set a record yesterday?
Tied a record.
Yep. So, but the cooler temperatures are on the way. Well, cooler is a relative term. Lower temperatures are on the way. Maybe. Good morning. It's Friday, August 5th, so who cares?
Yeah, it's Friday.
So
it's Friday. A little lower will be helpful.
Be good.
Thanks for joining us.
It's Friday, so we don't care what goes on today.
Well,
yes,
we do.
So
anyway, 2 days in a row, 103, both days, Wednesday and yesterday, tied the records for the respective dates. And today, I think it's going to be one of those where it's a real close call hitting 100. Going for 100 today, but we'll have a few more clouds hanging around here, so obviously very cloud dependent. So
we'll take the break.
That's better than 103, right?
Yes.
Any day.
Yes.
Any day. Yes, anything. 102 is better than 103, obviously. Got a couple of clouds hanging around here this morning, and we will have our morning clouds. 79 degrees. Boy, numbers are almost identical to what they have been the past few mornings, including these. Although that's higher there. 75, Dew Point, Seguin, New Braunfels. That's definitely a wet towel when you step outside. So just get ready for that when you open up the door, because humidity is going to be pushing back, I think. 83 is what it feels like, Canyon Lake and New Braunfels. 85 is the heat index right now at Castroville, and we do have a low amount of mold in the atmosphere throughout the rest of today. No heat advisories in effect, so temperatures will be down just that much. It's still going to be very hot in places, obviously, but just not reaching that criteria. Breezy again today, 15-20 mile per hour winds that are going to be gusting at times, and a few more clouds around here. Again, going for 100. Get a couple of clouds, obviously stay right at 99, 1 or 2 of those showers, and most of those are going to be off to the east. Only about a 10% chance for a shower today. A little bit better chance tomorrow. More clouds, no hundreds, at least here in town tomorrow, maybe a couple of them out there, but that'll be the coolest day in the forecast, if you can use the word cool when we're up this hot. Anyway, details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, David.
Thank you, Mike. State Senator Roland Gutierrez pressed DPS for more information about how the agency responded the day of that shooting at Robb Elementary.
During a hearing yesterday, Gutierrez says he hasn't even been able to get a policy manual from DPS. He also says DPS is holding onto video from 34 other cameras that show what happened the day of the Robb Elementary School shooting.
I'm asking to find out why there was a DPS Texas Ranger walking around that building on the phone. I want to know who he was talking to, who was giving him orders, and who gave him the order to not go in. Whoever he was talking to, why didn't they tell him, go get 10 of our guys and charge that door right now?
Senator Gutierrez also pressed the Uvalde District Attorney Christina Busby on whether she ordered DPS to not release records in the investigation. She said she asked anyone who is willing to listen to her to refrain from doing so. She also says she doesn't want people to change their story, lawyer up, and stop cooperating. Gutierrez hopes to hear an update next week.
In your morning headlines, 4 current and former Louisville, Kentucky police officers now federally charged over the deadly raid of Breonna Taylor's home back in 2020.
Attorney General Merrick Garland says the officers violated federal civil rights laws, which resulted in Taylor's death. Jen Sullivan has the latest.
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
On Thursday, outside a Louisville courthouse, Breonna Taylor's family and their attorney marking a, quote, huge step towards justice following the botched raid that killed the 26-year-old black woman in 2020.
Because of Breonna Taylor, we can say this is a day that black women saw equal justice in the United States of America.
4 current and former Louisville police officers have been charged with civil rights violations and other federal counts in connection with the raid.
Those alleged crimes include civil rights offenses, unlawful conspiracies, unconstitutional use of force, and obstruction offenses.
Former Detective Joshua Janes, Sergeant Kyle Meany, and Detective Kelly Goodlett were charged with submitting a false affidavit to search Taylor's home before the raid.
The charges announced today also allege that the officers responsible for falsifying the affidavit that led to the search took steps to cover up their unlawful conduct after Ms. Taylor was killed.
Ex-detective Brett Hankinson, who fired 10 shots into Taylor's home during the raid, was charged with several federal counts, including depriving Taylor and others of their constitutional rights. On Thursday, Taylor's mom, Tamika Palmer, said she's waited 874 days for federal charges to be filed.
Y'all learning what we've been saying was the truth, that they shouldn't have been there.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
And police in Minnesota are still looking for the suspects that caused a lockdown at the malls of America. Now, in the video, you can see the stores starting to close down as someone walks into the Nike store. 3 loud bangs go off. Police are searching for the people who were shooting and then fled on foot. They have not located or identified any victims.
4 people in critical condition after a lightning strike near the White House. There was a CNN employee who shot this video with his phone. He had the vantage point Thursday from the north lawn of the White House. The incident happened just across the street at Lafayette Park as a severe thunderstorm hit the D.C. area around 7 o'clock last night. Officials say that the victims are 2 men and 2 women.
Time now, 4:36 and 78 degrees for now.
Students heading back to school and parents are keeping a close eye on how much they spend for supplies. Coming up, what you need to be on the lookout for as you start looking at that shopping list and head for the store.
Also up next, we're going to hear from Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. Hear what he has to say about San Antonio's own Dennis Houston.
And traffic authority, it's Friday morning and it's just after 4:30 and ain't nobody on the roads. Which is a good thing.
Well, a little bit more.
We were on the road.
Yeah, we were on the road. I saw, like maybe a couple more vehicles than I did yesterday.
I think I just said ain't nobody on the road.
It's fine.
Okay.
Happy Friday. 78 degrees right now. We'll be right back.
Sorry.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Cowboys, coming off another solid performance on the training camp field. His arm strength and so far accuracy is pretty impressive. How about that one to CeeDee Lamb in stride? Nice catch. Ever since the foot injury to James Washington on a similar route, the Cowboys are being very careful. That has allowed young receivers in camp to shine, including San Antonio's own Dennis Houston out of Warren High School, who is turning heads of not just Dak Prescott, but of CeeDee Lamb and head coach Mike McCarthy and offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, taking advantage of his opportunities.
A lot of young guys have stepped up. Just to say one would be cheating the others, but obviously Dennis Houston, Tolbert, 2 just to start off who've been in there and taken 1 reps, stepping up when you're asking, hey, give us an X or give us a Z. They're coming in just trying to play whatever position, be available to the offense in whichever way they can, and that's how you get on the field is by doing as many things as you can and doing them at a high level, and that's what these young guys are doing right now.
The Cowboys have signed veteran linebacker Anthony Barr. It's a $2 million deal that can increase to $3 million with incentives. He's an 8-year NFL veteran and can help the Cowboys' second-year linebacker Micah Parsons. Barr, a 4-time Pro Bowl selection, is going to head to Dallas after 8 seasons in Minnesota, where he had a career-high 3 interceptions last season and 2.5 sacks and 72 tackles.
I know just personally competing against Anthony, he was always a challenge for us. Particularly in protection and just because of his flexibility playing on the ball inside and, off the ball inside and off the ball as a rusher and so forth. So we always had to be very, very conscious of the matchup that you had with him. So I think anytime you have a player that brings matchup capability it's a real asset.
Greg Simmons and crew still hanging out in Southern California. They probably don't want to come home.
Nice weather there.
Hearing about the 100-degree temperatures we have here.
Yeah.
So he'll have more for us on KSAT 12 News at 5 and again at 6 from Cowboys camp.
Yeah, I think they're really enjoying their assignment at this time of year.
Brutal.
Time now, 4:41 and 78 degrees for now.
Brad Pitt's new movie speeds into theaters this weekend. A preview of a bullet train coming up later on in the newscast.
But first, with inflation as high as it is, price comparison shopping could help you save money as you do your back-to-school shopping. And welcome back. The Better Business Bureau has a warning about scams targeting travelers trying to take advantage of discounts. ABC's Trevor Alt has more in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a warning for travelers. The Better Business Bureau cautioning about scams disguised as deep discounts or fake cancellation notifications on flights.
Scammers always do their best work when people want something really bad and they don't want to pay too much for it.
Carolyn is a teacher who went online to search for cheaper airfare. She clicked on one site that seemed to have a flight that was exactly what she was looking for.
I booked it. A little while later, I got a phone call saying this flight has been canceled.
Instead, the provider offered up an alternative, but she grew suspicious and asked for a refund, and that never happened. The Better Business Bureau tells ABC News so far they've received 73 reports of this scam, about 40% of which happened since the middle of June, and they expect more. Coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you what to look out for. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
Paper, pencils, crayons, glue sticks. It's time to stock up for back to school, and with inflation affecting pretty much everything now, we did some homework for you and comparison shopped. We visited 4 stores, price of school supplies on the list for a 3rd grader in Northeast ISD. So here's the report card. Office Depot costs the most, more than $39. Walmart, H-E-B, Target, pretty close to each other. Each of those baskets costs less than $20. 2 tips to keep in mind: buy unsharpened pencils. They cost less. And if you shop tomorrow through Sunday, you'll pay no sales tax on most clothing, shoes, and school supplies.
It all adds up. Taking a look outside with TransSky this morning. We have a situation there at I-35 at Loop 1604. We see those flashing lights, and we're going to be checking in with Stephen Cavazos in the next half hour. And? I know.
Little oops.
Thought about that. Unsharpened pencils versus sharpened. No.
Yes.
I thought all pencils were unsharpened when you bought them, but
some of them come ready to go.
It's probably like, vegetables. You buy the pre-cut ones; they cost a ton more money than just slicing up a vegetable or something like that. Or
I think, but it is nice to have them sharpened already.
Just but what if you pull it out of the package and it's already broken?
Well,
the lid's already broken.
Right.
Then you got to go sharpen it.
Then
so
that's
you might as well
bad.
just sharpen it from the beginning.
Well, that's true.
All right, take a look at this. Combination of the Saharan dust and clouds and made for, breathtaking sunset. Absolutely gorgeous out there. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture, Mr. McClellan. We've got, some clouds hanging around here this morning. We'll see a few of them developing as the morning rolls on. Speaking of that Saharan dust, and as you can see, there's a lot coming across the Atlantic Ocean. Some is definitely in place right now, and it'll be sticking around. So today's sunset, or this evening's sunset, is going to be spectacular once again. Few more clouds hanging around here, but of course that orangey shade, and maybe a little bit still hanging in there tomorrow, but most all of that dust is going to be getting on out of here then by late tomorrow going into Sunday. Temperatures, same song and dance that we've had all week long. We're in the upper 70s right now. A lot of humidity, so we are going to be staying fairly steady. A few more clouds are going to be developing this morning as well, and then obviously making it up through the mid to upper 80s later on. 91 at noon, and we will have a lot of sunshine out there, but also a few more clouds hanging around here today, and that 10% chance for 1 or 2 showers. So this is going to be very cloud dependent. Is it 99 or 100 today? I'm going for 100 for the high temperature, just because it is now with the ground so dry, so easy to hit 100. But again, last week, 1 or 2 clouds hung in there. We stayed at 99 degrees and that 10% chance for a shower or 2. Satellite picture right now, there's not a lot going on, a few clouds here and there, but off to the east of us, here's that little kind of wave. That's the thing we're watching past couple of days over here by Louisiana and New Orleans, and this is continuing to work its way in our direction, producing some of these showers, and that's going to be the situation today. Now, this model isn't really bullish on rain. Again, a couple of them primarily off to the east. You get a few more clouds in here. We stayed just at 99, 1 or 2 less, stay at 100. So that's why it's going to be a close call, put it like that, as far as 100 degrees. Then we go into tomorrow, and we will have a slightly better chance as that wave starts to work its way on in here. So a little bit better chance for a few showers, even a clap of thunder or 2. Again, the majority of those off to the east. A few more clouds, though, hanging around here throughout the day is definitely going to help to keep temperatures down. So tomorrow will be the, I guess we can use the word, coolest day of, in recent memory in the past couple of weeks, and also going into the next few days. So we will be staying in the sort of mid upper 90s around here. And again, a couple of these showers will be hanging on in. Once again, tropics, other than that wave moving in, nothing going on, but just keep in mind that the most active time of the tropical season is about 1 month from today. That's when it reaches the peak of activity. 91 degrees, partly cloudy skies at noon. And again, close call, going for 100, depending on clouds, 1 or 2 of those showers off to the east. And then tomorrow, the better chance for a couple of showers around here. 97 going forward for a high temperature. And then those hundreds the rest of Sunday in through next week. Again, that's kind of a close call type situation. We'll still have a few sea breeze showers here or there just along the coastal plain. You get a couple of clouds moving on in. You stay at 99 degrees. So, but again, with the ground so dry, it is so easy to get that hot in the afternoon.
Yes, it is. But looking forward to Saturday, even though it's a little different.
Yeah, even today compared to that 103 yesterday and the day before. I mean, that 3 degrees is going to make a difference.
Yes.
My pop quiz question. Yes, the school's starting. We've got to get ready for pop quizzes. What is the lowest high since like this run started in early June?
Actually mid-May when we started with the triple digits. I want to say 94. I'm going to look it up.
Okay.
We had
check that one out for you.
I want to say 94 degrees. Yeah,
right.
let me check.
A little chilly at 94.
Yeah.
At this point.
We know it's not going to happen today.
No.
It's 78 and 451.
That's right. Already warming up. And a prequel to Predator is set to debut. We're going to tell you which streaming service to have.
And how about some lottery numbers for you? Maybe you feel lucky today. Pick 3, 0, 3, 7. The Fireball is 2, and your daily 4 is 2, 1, 5, 3. Fireball is 7.
Yeah, it's Friday.
It is.
It's our lucky day. Yeah. Cash 5, 1, 4, 15, 28, 31. Your Texas Txdot 7, 16, 26, 34. Bonus ball 18. Good luck.
Brad Pitt's latest train ride didn't go as planned, and the backstory on how Predator began hunting on Earth.
The latest on what's happening in Hollywood. Here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
All aboard the bullet train. Brad Pitt's latest stylish action flick hits theaters this weekend, and Pitt says one of the great things about it is it isn't heavy. He says he read it during the heart of COVID lockdown.
And this thing just made me laugh, and it just felt like the perfect salve for what we were going through, what we've been through, and now to release it here in the summer where everyone's out again is just kind of perfect.
You just talked.
The animated adventure Luck hits Apple TV Plus today with Jane Fonda playing a dragon.
That's what good luck does.
One of the magical creatures who controls all of the luck in the world. And she tells me the message of the movie is something she truly believes.
Good luck makes no sense without bad luck. The two, in a way, go together symbiotically. They're the opposite sides of the same coin. Don't reject bad luck. You can learn from it.
Also new streaming this weekend, the Predator Prequel, Prey, hits Hulu.
Just enjoy the sunshine and work on your tan.
Kevin Bacon stars in the horror film They, Them.
How many of you?
13.
And Ron Howard directs Prime Video's 13 Lives, about the dramatic rescue of the boys' soccer team stuck in a cave in Thailand in 2018. From House of Gucci to Gotham, Lady Gaga officially joining the cast of the Joker sequel opposite Oscar winner Joaquin Phoenix, making the announcement on Instagram. The film due out October 2024. And happy birthday, Marcia. Brady Bunch star Maureen McCormick is 66 today, while Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn is 56. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Okay, let's all say it together. Marcia, Marcia, Marcia.
That's right. Mike's laughing over
There's a
there.
whole generation that don't know anything about the Brady Bunch.
No,
Isn't that sad?
I think it's,
It's still on TV.
Yeah,
but
I think,
these,
I think young people know as well. Yeah.
Stephen Cavazza, you know anything about the Brady Bunch? Did you watch the Brady Bunch?
Just there's a story of a lovely lady.
See,
okay, good.
Everybody's all right.
Know that much.
Yeah.
456, 78 degrees.
And our next half hour, what Metro Health is saying about how someone can contract monkeypox.
And still ahead on GMSA at 6, scientists have found a disturbing trend of pesticides in our food. We're going to look at what's being done about it and what you can do to protect yourself.
And taking a look outside with TransGuide, looking there at I-37 at Southeast Military, now Loop 410 and Jackson Keller. As you heard, Stephen is here, and we will be checking with him very shortly.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
We're going to be talking about monkeypox. There's a forum going on, and hopefully we'll get a lot more information about that disease. We know it's going up here in San Antonio.
And a look outside with live cam this morning. We're at 78 degrees, not too bad for a summer morning. We'll take it. And we are maybe not going to hit the triple digits or the lower triple digits.
We'll get close, hopefully, but close is good.
Yes.
In this case. Good morning. It is Friday. It is August 5th. Welcome to another Friday.
Yes, happy Friday. We are very excited. It's Friday. And the possibility that temperatures will not be as hot as they have been earlier in the week.
And a slight chance of some rain.
Yeah.
We've got that little wave, if you will, moving in here from the Gulf of Mexico, and rain chances are really, really small. They do exist, but slim to none, basically. And compared to the past couple of days when it was a sure thing we were hitting 100. As a matter of fact, we tied the record of 103 yesterday, and the same thing day before. Today is going to be a close call as far as triple digits. 78 right now. Dew point stands at 72, so still a lot of humidity, and our usual higher humidity in the mornings. And then we're going to be up to 100, but again, that's one of those close calls depending upon the cloud cover. It's so easy to hit 100 nowadays just because of the very, very dry ground out there. So it's kind of a working together with it. But if we get a couple of extra clouds, obviously we stay just below that 100-degree mark today. So again, like I said, close call. As far as the aquifer yesterday, down a half a foot. Check with your local municipality as far as your watering restrictions, and mold is on the low side this morning. So of course we did hit 100 again yesterday. The count right now is at 55. Good old double nickels, and we're still in third place, but very close to that. If we hit 100 today, obviously 56 days, and then once again on Sunday. Tomorrow is going to be a different situation. We will have a lot more in the way of clouds out here, so I think it's more of a safer bet that we're not hitting 100 tomorrow. Warm and humid starting off this morning, and again, a close call today. A couple of showers to the east. Better chance of, not only a couple of showers, but also mid to upper 90s around the area. Cloudier skies, some sunshine thrown in, but a lot more in the way of clouds holding us down. But then it's back to the hundreds, like I said, Sunday into next week. But I also think next week it is going to be one of those where it will be a close call as to whether we hit 100, because a few extra clouds hanging around here and even a couple of coastal showers. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about those rain chances tomorrow coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Friday morning. Steven's here. What's cooking?
Well, first, happy Friday to everybody at home. And if you have to hit the roads like us in the early morning, thankfully you are in luck. There is nothing really to show you there on TransGuide US 90 at Couples. We know that's typically a pretty busy spot, so just remember to drive safe if you are driving into the Alamo City, or hey, maybe you're heading home to Castroville. But thankfully right now we're getting a look around town. No major problems to report, at least just yet, but the morning's still young, so we'll have to watch these roads closely and give you those updates right here on GMSA. But I do want to talk about what we saw taking place off of 35 near Loop 1604. That was near the northeast side, and actually that's some barrier work that was taking place. The lanes that were really impacted there were those northbound lanes of 1604 going west. So it does look like that work is wrapping up. It is some barrier work that takes place overnight. But again, this is on the city's northeast side, close to Live Oak, so just watch out in that direction. Crews may still be out there picking up some of the material, so just give them plenty of room. And while we are at it, let's go ahead and check out those inbound times. If you're going to be heading out the door, it may be to the Alamo City, because right now I-10 eastbound is looking like a 25-minute drive time if you're heading in from from Bernie, coming in from Boulevardy on 281, 27 minutes in the southbound lanes, and a 25-minute drive time heading in from New Braunfels on I-35 southbound. So no trouble there. Everything's looking fine. Everything again looking fine here on TransGuide 281 at Jones-Maltsberger. The morning is off to a good start. Again, updates on construction coming up in the next few minutes. David, stuff?
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, a man is dead after crashing his truck in far South Bexar County near the Atascosa County line. It happened around 9:30 last night. And according to a sergeant that was on the scene, the man was driving pretty fast down northbound 37 near Hardy Road when he hit a mattress. He ended up crashing into some trees. The driver was transported to the hospital, but ended up dying from his injuries.
And also new this morning, San Antonio police say they had no choice but to shoot a man after he fired at officers. This happened in the middle of a busy southwest side street.
The shooting's still under investigation. The man is in the hospital. Katrina Weber is live where it all took place in the 4100 block of Southwest Military. Katrina?
Well, good morning. The last word we had from the police chief was that the man who was shot is in critical condition in the hospital. This happened just before midnight. Things right now very quiet on the street, but that was not the case earlier. I want to give you a look at the video from that time. Police say that this man is someone who they wanted to talk to in connection with an earlier shooting, an incident that had happened earlier in the evening. They say that he is accused of shooting up some property. Police say that what happened is they went to go talk to a relative of that man. They were familiar with that suspect, went to talk to his relative, and that is when this man apparently popped out, got into a car. Police followed him to this location, and that's where this violent encounter happened. Police say that man got out of his car, began shooting at the officers. They fired back, hitting him. And again, he was taken to the hospital in critical condition. But police say this whole thing's still under investigation. This is the preliminary information that they had for us at this point. We expect to get more from them a little bit later on today. Reporting live on the southwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. San Antonio Metro Health spent the evening yesterday addressing concerns about monkeypox. They say people who become infected may experience flu-like symptoms 1 to 3 weeks after exposure, and after 2 to 4 weeks, a rash will form and eventually painful lesions will form. Metro Health's assistant director says monkeypox does not spread through casual contact like touching doorknobs or using public restrooms. However, she says the virus does not discriminate.
Cannot emphasize this enough that any person, regardless of their gender identity or sexual orientation, can acquire and transmit the disease if you come in close contact with somebody who has monkeypox.
And San Antonio health officials have enough monkeypox vaccines to treat 500 people, and they say they're hopeful more will become available. However, it's not clear when.
As President Biden celebrates the breakthrough for the Inflation Reduction Act, he stresses that it will not raise taxes on those making less than $400,000 a year, a campaign promise he continues to repeat.
ABC's Edwin has more from Washington.
This morning, a significant step forward for President Joe Biden's domestic agenda. Democrats now planning to vote on a bill representing the largest investment in energy and climate programs in U.S. history. This budget legislation would only need 50 votes or all Democrats to vote in favor. It comes after holdout Senator Kyrsten Sinema broke her public silence Thursday night, offering support to her Democratic caucus. The president calling it a critical step toward reducing inflation and the cost of living for America's families. The bill would help reduce prescription drug costs and health premiums, invest billions in fighting climate change, impose a new minimum tax on giant corporations, and reduce the deficit by $300 billion. Sinema says Democrats had agreed to remove a key tax policy that targeted the wealthiest Americans. Sources also tell ABC News the agreement that earned Sinema's support will also include a new tax on the money that companies spend to purchase back their own stock. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer saying in a statement he believes he has the full support of his caucus. The final version of the reconciliation bill to be introduced on Saturday will reflect this work and put us one step closer to enacting this historic legislation into law. The final hurdle, Democrats need to hear back from the Senate parliamentarian, who will then decide whether this bill meets all the budget requirements to allow Democrats to bypass the filibuster and pass the legislation along party lines. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
Time now, 5:09 and 78 degrees for now.
Still coming up, Lady Gaga set to star in another movie. The singer-actress announcing she will be in the next Joker movie. More in today's Hollywood Report coming up.
And some good news when it comes to mortgage rates. The details in this morning's Consumer News.
Man wants to get outside with live cam. We gave Mike a little pop quiz earlier, and I think he's got the answers for us later on this morning about the lowest high temperature we've seen through this heat wave we've been going through. So
he's a good student.
Yeah, he's well studied.
In your morning consumer headlines, a bit of good news for people looking to buy a new home. Mortgage rates have dropped for the second week in a row. And according to Freddie Mac, the 30-year fixed rate mortgage averaged 4.99% last week. It is the first time the rate has been less than 5%. However, it is still a lot higher this time last year when it was 2.77%. The start of the year is when rates began to spike, and they hit a high of 5.81% in mid-June. Since then, economic concerns have made them more volatile.
The Department of Transportation is proposing rule changes that would make it easier for airline passengers to get flight refunds. Under the previous rules, airlines were only required to pay back ticket charges if there was a significant change to the timing of the plane's takeoff. Now the DOT is proposing that passengers could get a refund if their arrival or departure times are moved by at least 3 hours, or if they face other lengthy changes. The summer travel season has been especially tough. The tracking site FlightAware says about 40,000 U.S. flights have been canceled since Memorial Day.
And time now, 5:13 and 78 degrees for now.
Lady A postponing its upcoming tour. We'll tell you why in today's Hollywood Report.
So you need something super distinct?
Dad's work. Meet daughter's playtime.
Wait till you hear this.
Thankfully, Metaportal helps reduce background noise.
Zero lace model.
Adjusts to low light.
Though it seems far out.
And pans and zooms to keep you in frame.
Take a look at this.
So the whole team stays on track.
Okay, let's get some feedback. I'm impressed. Great.
Metaportal, the smart video calling device that makes work from home work for you.
New Astapro Allergy, now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free spray. While other allergy sprays take hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
Kids don't always take the best care of school supplies. So save money shopping back to school on Amazon while they figure their stuff out.
In today's Tech Bites, a major media merger. HBO Max and Discovery Plus are joining into a single streaming service starting next summer. The two have a combined 92 million subscribers. HBO Max is more popular among men, while Discovery is more popular among women. The merger could appeal to both audiences. New details about what could be included in the iPhone 14 coming out next month. Tech reports say the new phones will come in purple, green, blue, black, white, and red, and the 14 Pro will be available in purple, green, silver, and graphite. And proof of Mark Zuckerberg's athletic prowess is going up for auction. His own Little League baseball card, signed when he was 8, will be up for sale next month. Former camp counselor who received the card as a gift has had it for 30 years. Opening bid will be $1. I just figured Zuckerberg's favorite game as a kid would have been I Spy. Those are your Tech Bites.
Oh,
That's a good little joke there.
A little shot.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
Let's go ahead and check in with Steven Cavazos.
I bring out my T-ball baseball card or T-ball card.
You got one of those?
I do. I'll
You have to bring it.
I'll bring it.
Is it autographed?
Huh?
Is it autographed?
I can autograph it for you if you'd like, David Sears. I don't know if it's going to go that high, though.
Well, we'll do more than $1 that way you beat Mark Zuckerberg's
Well,
life.
I'll bring the card, but right now, make sure you have your phones handy. You're going to need those in the next few minutes. All right, let's get a quick look around town. 410 at Culebra Road. No problems to report, at least here in town. Of course, we talked about that pretty serious crash, unfortunately, off of 37 that led to some big delays for drivers. Now, thankfully, here in town, though, we're not seeing those kind of issues. We're actually just seeing some quiet roadways as people are getting ready to drive off into the weekend. But be on the lookout, because although this work has wrapped up, the barrier work off 1604, we're going to continue to see that work take place throughout the weekend. So check this out. We're going to see this take place off Loop 1604, the northeast side. It's striping and barrier work that actually started late last month, July 31st. And according to Txdot, that will be wrapping tomorrow. So we have at least one more night of that, 9 in the evening to 5 in the morning. So during that time, alternating lane closures on Loop 1604 westbound, that'll actually be along the frontage road between Gateway Boulevard and Lookout Road. So again, those phones, bring them out now. Open your camera app. You can scan that QR code. If you have big weekend plans, tap the center of your screen. That will take you directly to the KSAT traffic page. You can navigate your weekend that way, find out which construction areas you're going to want to avoid, and anything else that could impact your drive time. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. That's a beautiful. Oh, I was going to say beautiful picture behind me, but
I forgot to change the picture. Oh, it was a pretty picture though. But I was working on answering David's question.
Pop quiz: the lowest high since this run of 100 degrees has started.
I've did a little bit of research for you there. So first of all, we're starting off, got a couple of clouds hanging around here. Okay, so the coolest since now. Saturday, tomorrow we are forecasting 97 degrees, and going back to July 15th, now of course we were at 99 right before the end of the month, but July 15th, yes, we're at 97 degrees. However, here's the kind of the qualifier. That was still 2 degrees above the respective normal. Yes, same temperature, but at least the 97 tomorrow is going to be down at what the normal high temperature is. Also, we had that 1/100th of an inch of rain on the 15th. Then going back into June, on the 28th, we were at 91 degrees, and that was, yes, below the respective normal. Also had a half an inch, a little bit more than a half an inch of rain back then. And then on the 25th, we were at 95. But once again, that was right above its respective normal high temperature. Same thing going back into May. On the 26th, we were at 96 degrees, well above normal. On the 25th, 87. That was also, well, that was below respective normal, but also a day we had a fair amount of rain around here. So, if you're factoring in normal temperatures and all that, yes, this is going to be the lowest that we've been in a long time around here. Going to be below 100. I think that's all that really matters. 79 right now, 78 Port SA, Divine, and 75 up the road in Comfort. And humidity, there's a decent amount of it. You get these dew points at 72s, and then off to the east, Pleasanton, Seguin, New Braunfels, 75. That is wet towel humidity. Heat index right now, 83 Canyon Lake, 84 in Pleasanton is what it feels like. And of course, we've got some clouds hanging around here this morning. We will see more sunshine and up to 91 at noon and a few clouds here and there. So that's why, yes, I'm going for 100 for a high temperature. And really the main reason for that is the way everything is sort of set up as far as the ground is so dry. So it heats up quite easily, but it's not a sure thing like the past couple of days with the 103. So you get a couple extra clouds hanging in here. We may stay right at 99. There's also that 10% chance for a shower, but most of that's going to be off to the east. Here's this computer model by dinner time. A couple of those showers out here. Most, like I said, will be off to the east, but a slightly better shot at some rain tomorrow. And I think we keep a few more clouds around actually during the afternoon. So that will help to keep temperatures down to that 97, which is the forecast high tomorrow. Be a nice little break. Actually, today's going to be a nice break just compared to the past couple of days with those 103s. 91, partly cloudy skies. And again, 100, very dependent upon cloud cover. A couple of those showers off to the east. We will stay, very good bet that we're going to be staying below 100 tomorrow at 97. 20% chance for a couple of showers around here. And then hundreds going into next week. Now, there is a chance, albeit very small, for a couple of showers. I don't even have a percentage on there. Monday, kind of a sea breeze, coastal plain type shower trying to move on in. And then a few sea breeze showers even going into next week there along the coast. One or two of them kind of a sort of typical summertime pattern. But again, with the ground so dry, 100 seems to be the benchmark because it's so easy to hit 100 nowadays. But not a sure thing each and every day.
Mike's got his school year off on the right foot.
Yeah.
That little pop quiz?
Yeah.
Doing my homework?
Yes,
Damn.
you did your homework. We're giving you an A+.
Well, thank you.
I'll give you a little extra credit for that.
Oh, extra credit.
Maybe
Thank you.
Well 5
done.
points extra credit. Give you 105 or something.
Wow.
Start the
I'll
year
just take
off.
100.
Okay.
I'll take a 97. I don't want 100s. Oh, we're talking.
I like that.
Your
Test
grade.
scores, not
Test scores, yes.
Above and beyond there. That's good information, though.
Thank you.
Good stuff. 523, 78 degrees.
And a member of the country group Lady A taking time to better themselves, affecting when the group will go back on tour. The details in your Hollywood Report.
After much speculation, Lady Gaga has confirmed she'll join Joaquin Phoenix in the Joker sequel. Joker Folie à Deux is due in theaters October 4th, 2024, exactly 5 years after the original film's release.
Let's not get too take it too seriously. We're not talking politics, we're talking music.
Lady A is postponing its upcoming tour. The country trio issued a statement noting Charles Kelly on the left has embarked on a journey to sobriety, and the band is taking time to walk through this together. The statement concludes, "We're looking forward to making 2023 our best year yet."
This is Berkeley in the 60s. Things were getting pretty wacky. And in particular, I was working on a technique of clay animation.
Here's a look at Clay Dream, a documentary about how Oscar winner Will Vinton revolutionized the animation business with his claymation technique before his empire finally crumbled. Clay Dream is now playing in select theaters. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Remember Mr. Bill?
I do. Yeah, that kind of looks like that. I saw the California Raisins.
Oh, he's got smashed in the end.
Yeah.
528 and 78 degrees.
And coming up, we are sitting down with CPS Energy to find out why energy bills are so much higher. The answer is a familiar one.
Sentenced to 9 years in Russian. We have the latest Brittany Griner's plight in Russia coming up.
Also up next on GMSA at 6, we are gathering new details of a wrong-way driver that ended up in a head-on collision, what we've been told in the past few hours. Good morning. It is Friday and it is 78 degrees out there. We are expecting to hit close to the triple digits, but not a crazy number. That's what Mike says.
But you said the key, it's Friday.
Yes. Happy Friday.
And there's going to be a lot of folks starting school on Monday, so this is the last weekend. So a lot of people are going to be getting out and enjoying, maybe doing a little shopping, looking for those school supplies. Good luck with that.
Some last-minute items.
Yeah.
It's the time to do it.
Headed to the lake, and I don't know, you can't, you like to say headed to the river, but it'll be a little rocky experience.
Well, you know, the nice thing for back-to-school shopping, if you're doing that not only today, but also tomorrow and somewhat on Sunday, more clouds are going to be hanging around here. And, you won't have that, you won't be that incinerating walk from the car across the parking lot, even going to the grocery store or something like that. So at least some of that cloud cover is going to be helping out, especially tomorrow. And that's going to help to keep temperatures down a little bit. Speaking of clouds, we got some right now hanging out there. And we are at 79 degrees, 2.72. Very familiar to the past couple of days. A lot of humidity, very warm. Temperature is right now 3 degrees above normal. Southerly wind at 10 miles per hour. It is going to be breezy again today. It feels like 82 here in town, 83 Castroville, and Devine at 79. Mold is on the low side. Updated count's going to come out in a couple of hours or so. 100 high temperature today, but again, it's going to be a really close call. Past couple of days it was a sure thing, and we hit 103. Both yesterday and the day before, both tied their respective records. But yeah, real close, very dependent upon clouds left over today. And we will have that 10% chance for a stray shower or two. Again, most of us aren't going to see anything. Anything that really pops up is going to be further off to these. But a few extra clouds here. More clouds tomorrow, slightly better chance for a couple of showers. We'll talk about that and see what's coming in after that. Sunday going into next week and the start of school for some kids out there. Back to school already. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, what's going on, Stephen?
Well, we definitely have to keep an eye out for those school buses, so make sure that you drive carefully no matter what day it is, but especially when those kiddos are heading back to school or returning to class, I should say. 410 at Culebra, we are seeing just light traffic, thankfully, right now. No big issues to report at this hour. It's been a pretty quiet start to this Friday morning as we're inching closer to the weekend, but noticing some flashing lights there along 281 there at Jones-Maltzberger. We'll find out what's happening and give you those updates in the next few minutes. But you can see, thankfully, not a lot to show you there. And as we bring you to the map, not a lot to show you here either. We do talk about some active construction spots, and we see a few of them that are lingering around our maps. So we'll continue to point those out and tell you what areas to avoid or maybe look out for whenever those Txdot crews are out there. But thankfully, right now, you are in the clear and no slowdowns to report. And that's the same situation as we are seeing these travel times if you're heading into San Antonio. About half an hour, probably a little less than that on I-10 westbound. If you're traveling in from Seguin, a little more than half an hour on 87 northbound, traveling in from Livonia, and 28 minutes heading in from Floresville. So we usually see these times pretty much stay the same around this hour, but if anything pops up, I'll be sure to let you know. Thankfully, here at 35 at Loop 1604, that work we told you about looks like they're wrapping up. So just remember to drive safe, keep your eyes on the road, and both hands on the wheel. David Stepp.
Thank you, Stephen. San Antonio police say they had no choice but to shoot a man after he fired at officers. This happened in the middle of a busy southwest side street.
The shooter is still under investigation. The man is in the hospital. Katrina Weber is live where it all happened in the 4100 block of Southwest Military. Katrina?
Well, good morning. Yes, we are finding out from police exactly what happened, or at least what they believe happened at this point. They tell us that man is an 18-year-old, and at last check, he was in critical condition. Now, again, that conflict happened here in the middle of this busy street. This is Southwest Military, not far from Quintana Road. But police say this person who they shot just before midnight is someone who had been involved in an earlier conflict. At that point, they say he had fired a weapon in that other incident. Now, he's someone who was known to police, and so they went looking for him. And they say when they got to a relative's house, that is when this man popped out, jumped into the car. Police followed him to this location. They say that is where he got out of his car and began shooting at the officers. They fired back, hitting him. Again, the man in critical condition at this point. Police say, though, this is the preliminary information, and they are going to continue to investigate exactly what happened here. But again, a man in critical condition after he allegedly fired at police and they shot back. Reporting live on the southwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. He is accused of working with a driver who had dozens of dead migrants in the back of a hot 18-wheeler. In yesterday's hearing, Christian Martinez pleaded not guilty to charges related to the migrant tragedy that happened here in San Antonio. Martinez, as well as Homero Zamorano, were indicted in July after the deaths of 53 people who were in the back of that sweltering big rig. If they're convicted, both men could face the death penalty.
And now to the emotional moment as Brittany Griner's team gathered hours after the WNBA star was sentenced to years in a Russian prison camp.
Her coach saying she's amazed by Griner's strength. ABC's Christian Sloan has more.
Last night, Brittany Griner's Phoenix Mercury teammates and opposing players held 42 seconds of silence before their game to show support for the basketball star sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison camp.
We're inspired every day by BG's strength.
42, the number of Griner's jersey. Griner's coach emotional after the game.
It was really tough to see BG today and to hear her words. A really emotional day for our whole team.
In a Russian courtroom yesterday, Griner took responsibility for illegally bringing vape cartridges with cannabis oil into Russia in February. But she insisted it was not intentional.
I made an honest mistake, and I hope that in your ruling that it doesn't end my life here.
Griner then choking up, apologizing to her family and teammates. Her attorney argued Griner had no criminal intent. The judge still finding the 31-year-old guilty of drug smuggling. President Biden calling the sentence unacceptable, saying it's one more reminder of what the world already knew. Russia is wrongfully detaining Brittany. The White House refusing to say whether Russia, with the harsh sentence, is using Griner as a political pawn.
Wrongfully detained, need to come home. There's a deal on the table. Let's make the deal. Let's get him home.
Sources say the Biden administration is urging Russia to accept its proposal to bring Griner and former Marine Paul Whelan home in exchange for Russian arms dealer Victor Bout. Christine Sloan, ABC News.
538, 78 degrees.
And keeping cool, the summer has costing a pretty penny out there. Coming up, CPS will tell us why our bills are so much higher.
And once again, outside with live cam, get ready for the big weekend. Tax-free weekend if you're going school supply shopping this weekend.
In the AC.
In the AC.
And welcome back. It's 5:41. It is costing you more to be cool, about $80 more than last summer.
Our Patty Santos talks to CPS Energy to find out why.
Usually our bill is between $150 to $200 a month. We're a family of four, so a lot of us are in and out of the home.
Pablo Calvo says his bill in June was more than $370. CPS Energy CFO Corey Kaczynski says bills were averaging $225 in June.
And that's about $70, almost $80 higher than what it was
a year ago.
About 45% of the increase on bills, he says, is driven by fuel costs alone.
The other big driver is going to be usage. Again, for an average customer, that's close to the high 40s as well. That was about $37, $38 of that increase.
The rest on your bill includes roughly a $4 rate increase that started in March and about $1.50 for fuel adjustment costs related to the 2021 winter storm, as well as state regulatory charges. Bottom line, he says, customers are using more kilowatts during peak hours to cool down, and it's adding up.
The real struggle I think that folks are seeing is when it's 105 outside, your AC unit can only cool your home down to about 20 degrees, cooler from the outside.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
If you plan on doing a little back-to-school shopping this weekend, you picked a good weekend to do it because it is tax-free weekend. Texans pay no sales tax on most shoes, clothing, backpacks, school supplies, just in time because a lot of kids are starting to head back to school next week. You can save about $8 for every 100 you spend, but hey, these days $8 is $8.
And it adds up, especially if you have, a few children to buy supplies for, because everybody has a different list.
Yeah, that 100 is just a start. So
exactly.
It costs you a couple, $300 to get those kids back in school.
In some cases.
You know my tip for a parent who's shopping? Because it's so hot, if you buy the crayons, take them straight home. Don't leave them in the car.
That's a good tip, actually.
They're going to melt. And then what do you got? You got to go back to the store and get more crayons.
You are right about that. We've accidentally left, a crayon in the car, and it's messy.
Yeah, that's our GMSA tip for back-to-school shoppers.
Thank you, Dave. Time now, 5:43 and 78 degrees for now.
November elections are fast approaching, and National Nonprofit is predicting the Latino vote will have again a major impact on the outcome. That's coming up.
And welcome back. It's 5:46. The nation's oldest and largest Latino voter registration nonprofit is projecting 3.5 million more Latinos will vote in the November midterms nationally, including 1 million more right here in Texas. The Southwest Voter Registration and Education Project says its Texas prediction is based on its data analysis of almost 700,000 new Texas Latino voters from 2018 to 2020 midterm elections. Now, the group's president says by Texas adopting voter suppression laws, both now compounded with demand for stronger gun laws after Uvalde and the loss of women's right to choose, Latino voters have had enough.
Ya basta. We're going to use our vote to defend our community and protect our communities. And I think that that's how Texans are feeling.
And Camarillo says it is crucial for all voters to know their vote counts and their vote is their voice.
A new version of a plan to bring bike lanes to Broadway isn't up to par with the state. Voters approved a plan to redevelop the corridor as part of a bond, but the state still owns a section of Broadway near the Pearl, and that's near University of the Incarnate Word. The city prepared a new version of the plan that would cut some lanes but allow traffic to flow more efficiently. Txdot wasn't happy. It wants to keep 6 lanes along Broadway and says its staff is going to work on a new plan. We'll see what they come up with.
Time now, 5:47. Time to check back with our Stephen Cavazos.
We do keep our eyes on some of those Txdot projects, and a lot of them can really impact drivers' commute. But thankfully, right now, we are in the clear. Let's get a quick look around town. There's 410 at Starcrest. It's been a pretty quiet start to the morning, and no one's complaining about that. In fact, this is exactly how we want to start our Friday as we get closer to Saturday. So thankfully, if you have to head out the door, no big issues to report as you're seeing it right there on your map. But as I mentioned, construction does continue to take place in and around the Alamo City. One of the big spots that we always see it is right there along Loop 410 on the north side of San Antonio. We still have another night of this, according to Txdot. Utility inspection work. I brought this information to you yesterday, but here's a quick reminder for the weekend, 9 in the evening to 5 in the morning. Now, during that time, a right lane closure on the eastbound frontage road of Loop 410 from Starcrest Drive to Perrin-Bidle Road. Of course, that information, along with other construction spots, already on our website, ksat.com/traffic. You'll be taking, once you head to that page, just don't forget, scroll to the bottom of the screen. But thankfully, as we get another look at TransGuide, it is a pretty quiet start to this Friday morning. We're going to keep our fingers crossed it stays that way, but we'll just see how the morning shapes up, guys.
All right, we hope so for the Friday drivers.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Stephen.
Some stores might be crowded later on, though.
Yeah,
that's
with
true.
Driving, and we don't want the crayons to melt, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Good point. Or the chocolate bars either.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah, that's messy.
We had like an envision of that.
When it is soft, it's messy, but when it's soft and kind of gooey like that, chocolate, it does taste kind of good. So.
But when it's like dashboard all over you, though.
Dashboard chocolate fondue or something.
Oh, no.
Anyway, yesterday, beautiful sunset, the orangey glow, a little bit of that Saharan dust, and that's going to be sticking around today as well as tomorrow a little bit, and then it's going to be getting on out of here. A couple of clouds are hanging around here right now. Of course, yesterday we did hit 103, 2 days in a row, 2 days tying the respective high temperatures and high temperature records. 108 yesterday in Cotulla, and today temperature is going to be down a good 2, 3, 4 degrees or so all across the board, and we are going to be right around 100 in and around the metropolitan area. And again, this is very dependent upon the cloud cover. We have our clouds hanging around here this morning. We'll see some sunshine midday, get up to 91 at noon, and then more sunshine mixed in with the clouds later on today. And the reason why I keep going at 100 is just because the way the situation is set up, again, with the ground being so dry, it doesn't take much to heat us up that quickly. You get a little bit of sunshine. I mean, think back a couple of weeks ago, I remember the clouds kind of hung in there pretty tough throughout about 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, thinking, we're not going to hit 100. All of a sudden, sun came out and it heated up that quickly. So that's what can happen very, very easily this time of year, and especially this year, like I said, because the ground is so dry. So again, very dependent upon cloud cover, that 10% chance for a couple of showers around here. Not a great shot at rain. 1 or 2 of them. The majority of the rain, majority of the shower is going to be off to the east of us, but slightly better chance than going into tomorrow. More cloud cover, much better chance of staying below 100. I think it's almost a sure thing that we will be staying below 100 tomorrow, staying in the normal. Will be about 97 degrees for a high temperature tomorrow. All right, going a little further into the future and different computer model. Now, this one, of course, paints things in with a broad brush. So this is just kind of depicting where the chance of rain is going to be tomorrow. It's not like we're going to be covered in rain by any stretch, but also the situation we're going to be getting into now, what looks like shaping up going into Sunday and next week, is a couple of these showers around here. I don't really have a great chance at all for anything on Sunday, but some of these sea breeze coastal showers, and so you get a couple of extra clouds kind of throwing on in here. And again, it's going to be close call, I'll put it, as far as 100 degrees going into next week. Couple of, a stray shower or two, but again, most of them down here along the coast. So at least it's encouraging, a few extra clouds decide to slide on in here, and that will help out. So it's not going to be as hot as what we just got done with, even going into next week as it looks right now. 91 at noon, partly cloudy skies. High temperature then makes it up to 100. Again, very close call, depending on the clouds. A couple of showers off to the east today. Then tomorrow, this will be the coolest, I guess you can use that word.
Sure.
97 that we've been in a while. And got 100 on there throughout the rest of the week. Again, just because, it's so easy to hit 100 when you have a lot of sunshine. But a couple of extra clouds here or there, it'll be a touch and go type situation as far as that goes.
I appreciate that cloud cover.
Yeah, so it's a little more encouraging that we wouldn't hit a triple digit next week. But if everything goes as this, we set the record by Wednesday.
Okay.
If you say cooler, it just sounds better.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds more pleasant.
It does.
553, a cool 78 degrees.
There you go. It's working already. Krispy Kreme is bringing back a popular fall flavor earlier than ever. We're going to explain next.
And check out Friday's lotto numbers. Pick 3, 0, 3, 7. Your Fireball's 2, and your Daily 4 is 2, 1, 5, 3. Fireball's 7.
Cash 5, 1, 4, 15, 28, 31. And your Texas Txdot, 7, 16, 26, 34. Bonus ball 18. Good luck.
Good morning. Coming up on GMA, the government now declaring this monkeypox outbreak a public health emergency as it tries to increase our vaccine supply. Dr. Jha joins us from the White House. And with inflation hurting back-to-school budgets this morning, we'll tell you more about special sales tax holidays that can help you save on school supplies. Plus, get ready for the cast of the Broadway smash hit Hamilton, live in Central Park. That's coming up right here on GMA.
And if you're ready to embrace fall, have no fear. Krispy Kreme is here Krispy Kreme is bringing back pumpkin spice earlier than ever. Beginning August 8th, an assortment of pumpkin-flavored food and drink is going to hit the menu this year. New items will make the debut, including a pumpkin spice latte swirl donut, a pumpkin spice iced coffee. And the announcement comes just a day after Oreo said that they're bringing back the brand's beloved pumpkin spice. It's too early. We're not even out of August yet, and we're talking. It's too hot for pumpkin spice, is it not?
It's almost upsetting.
Yeah. Hold on. It's coming. But, you know, if you want it, there you go. It's going to be year-round before too long. So, all right, we've got a lot more coming up on the next hour of GMSA. We've got traffic, we've got weather, and we've got a lot more news, and we will be right back. This morning on GMSA, a wrong-way driver ends up in a head-on crash. The details that we have uncovered are coming up.
And this Friday morning, we are starting at 78 degrees. Not too bad for Friday. We'll take the 70s for now. And we'll warm up, but maybe not as hot as it has been all week.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning. It is Friday, August 5th.
Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. We survived another hot week.
A lot of good things going on this week. It's tax-free weekend. We're expecting cooler temperatures. I say that with a smile. Cooler temperatures. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. That always seems to then make one think, you know, you need to pull out a sweater or something. No. It won't be. Look at it this way. It's not going to be 103. We had that yesterday. We had that.
Great.
So we'll be lower than that and even lower tomorrow. So not as hot. Not as hot. Cool brings to mind again the hot chocolate and so anyway, we've got some clouds hanging around here this morning, and temperatures right now we are at 79 in town, pretty consistent all around the metropolitan area thanks to the high humidity. Cloud cover around here will fluctuate a degree or two in the next couple of hours. Heat index, because we do have our humidity, so it feels like 81 at New Braunfels, 80 Canyon Lake, and 82 right now. Castroville, Pleasanton, 84 heat index, and mold is on the low side. Updated count will come out in about hour and a half or so. 78 this morning. Like I said, we're going to be pretty consistent with temperatures this morning, pretty steady. Good breeze today out of the southeast, 15-20 miles per hour, gusting from there, 91 degrees at noon. And we are going to have a few more clouds hanging around here. I am putting 100 for a high temperature today. That's just because it is so easy to hit 100 this year because the ground is just bone dry. And, you know, you get a little bit of extra sunshine there. Yes, we will hit 100, but this is going to be very cloud dependent as far as hitting 100. A couple of extra clouds. Obviously, we stay just below that. Also, 1 or 2 showers out there, primarily off to the east. I wouldn't really get excited about rain chances. A little more exciting tomorrow. Not a whoop-de-doo, but a couple of more showers are possible tomorrow, and those lower, cooler, temperatures will stay in the upper 90s. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Mr. Cavazos, got anything big going on out there?
I would say I've had a pretty easy week over here, Mike. As we track traffic around the Alamo City, we are just seeing a lot of light traffic actually at this point, 410 at Culebra. But we always know, as I always mention each and every morning around this time, that's when things really start to pick up out on the roadway. So just remember to drive safe. We are just seeing a few more folks out there this early in the morning, maybe grabbing that biscuit or a cup of coffee. So just drive carefully. Thankfully, nothing's going to slow you down if you're going to be heading anywhere. But as we take a look at the map, we do have a lot of active construction. That has been the really big talking point this morning. However, we do have to mention that there are also some travel times you want to be aware of. Typically, if you're going to be traveling into the Alamo City, we usually see those slowdowns in the next 15 or 20 minutes. But thankfully, at this point, we are in the clear. Pleasant drive from Pleasanton on I-37 northbound with a 28-minute drive time, about half an hour on Highway 90 in the eastbound lanes, and your arrival from Lytle is looking like a 16-minute drive time. So we are in the clear there, no worry, but of course we know things will change in the next few minutes or so. 35 at Alamo, getting a little busier as the morning is getting going, so we'll watch the roads closely and have some updates on construction in the next few minutes. David, Steph.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, San Antonio police say they had no choice but to shoot a man after he fired at officers.
The shooting is still under investigation. The man is in the hospital. Katrina Weber is live where it all happened in the 4100 block of Southwest Military. Katrina?
Well, good morning. Yeah, we have a very different scene out here right now from what we had overnight. Very quiet out here other than the normal traffic. But police do tell us that it's an 18-year-old man who they shot after he fired at officers. That man at last check was in the hospital in critical condition. Let me give you a look at the video that we had from earlier when police had this street blocked off as they investigated that shooting. Now, they say that investigation is still going on even though they're no longer out here. They say what happened is that 18-year-old man had been involved in an incident earlier in which he allegedly fired a gun. Police went to a relative of his house, the house of a relative of his, looking for him, and that is when the man came out, got into a car, and drove off. Now, they tell us that officers followed that man to this location. He got out of his car, started shooting at officers, not hitting any of them, but they did fire back, hitting him. And again, that man in the hospital right now, as far as we know, still in critical condition. Police have not released his name or the location where that earlier incident happened, but it does not appear anyone was hurt in that earlier altercation that he was involved in. But again, they say this is all still under investigation. Reporting live on the southwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Katrina. A wrong-way driver was taken to the hospital after a head-on collision with a truck. Now, police say it happened overnight on Highway 87. They say a woman was driving a sedan in the wrong direction before colliding head-on with a pickup truck. The driver of the truck was okay. However, the driver of the sedan was taken to the hospital with serious injuries.
The man who took his girlfriend's life has now learned his own fate. Jorge Izquierdo got a 50-year sentence for murdering 27-year-old Cora Nickel in August of 2020. He left her body in a pool of blood for the couple's two daughters to find the next day. Police later found him in California after leaving his car and keys at Nickel's home. Surveillance video also placed him at the home the night Nickel was murdered. Izquierdo must serve at least half of that 50-year sentence before he is eligible for parole.
And now to an update in a legal battle out of Uvalde. In a hearing on Thursday, State Senator Roland Gutierrez pressed DPS for more information about how the agency responded the day of the shooting at Robb Elementary. Gutierrez says he hasn't even been able to get a policy manual from DPS. He also says DPS is holding on to video from 34 other cameras that show what happened the day of the Robb Elementary school shooting.
I'm asking to find out why there was a DPS Texas Ranger walking around that building on the phone. I want to know who he was talking to, who was giving him orders, and who gave him the order to not go in. Whoever he was talking to, why didn't they tell him, go get 10 of our guys and charge that door right now?
Senator Gutierrez also pressed Uvalde District Attorney Christina Busby on whether she ordered DPS to not release records in the investigation. She said she has asked anyone who is willing to listen to her to refrain from doing so. She also says she doesn't want people to change their story, lawyer up, and stop cooperating. Gutierrez hopes to hear an update next week.
Top of your morning headlines. A man near Houston found dead Thursday at the scene of a grass fire. It happened in Cypress, and right now officials aren't saying if he died due to the fire or if it caused by something else. The grass fire torched nearly 27 acres in Cypress area, but only 2 shed-like structures were damaged. Officials say they won't release the man's identity until a medical examiner completes its investigation.
At least 10 miners are trapped in a coal mine in Mexico after a collapse due to a flood. The coal mine is in the town of Sabinas in the north part of the country. Authorities have rescued 5 people so far. However, 10 are still trapped. First responders have partnered with the Red Cross and military forces for the rescue. Sabinas is the same town where an explosion in a mine killed 14 miners back in 2011.
Brittany Griner's WNBA teammates and opposing players held 42 seconds of silence before their game Thursday night to show support for the basketball star sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison camp. Griner took responsibility for illegally bringing vape cartridges with cannabis oil into Russia in February, but she insisted it was not intentional. ABC News tells us the Biden administration is urging Russia to accept its proposal to bring Griner and former Marine Paul Whelan home in exchange for Russian arms dealer Victor Bout.
4 current and 4 former Louisville, Kentucky police officers are now federally charged over the deadly raid of Breonna Taylor's home back in 2020. State Attorney General Merrick Garland says the officers violated federal civil rights laws, which resulted in Taylor's death. They are charged with submitting a false affidavit to search Taylor's home before the raid. Ex-detective Brett Hankinson, who fired 10 shots into Taylor's home during the raid, was charged with several federal counts, including depriving Taylor and others of their constitutional rights.
On Capitol Hill, a major economic package closer to becoming law. It addresses health care, climate change, and taxes. The Senate will likely pass the economic package tomorrow, and it's expected to pass without any Republican votes. Supporters say it'll be the country's most significant climate change legislation to date and lower certain prescription drug prices. Republicans say they see inflation as a problem, but they're not convinced the bill does much about it.
Time now, 6:09 and 78 degrees for now.
Still to come in this hour, HBO Max is merging with another streaming service. How that could affect what you watch at home.
And also after the break, the monkeypox disease there continues to be a growing issue. How San Antonio health officials are working to keep cases down in the Alamo City.
And once again, outside with live cam, expecting just a tad less heat over the next couple of days, hopefully, and maybe a smidge of rain here and there.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Mike's got your forecast coming up.
Welcome back to Time Now, 6:13. This morning, the U.S. has declared the monkeypox outbreak a public health emergency. Over 7,000 Americans have been infected across at least 48 states. Montana and Wyoming are the only states without reported infections. The federal government's declaration frees up money to increase testing, treatment, and boost the nation's vaccine supply. However, experts say monkeypox is rarely fatal and symptoms usually go away on their own.
I've seen some patients recover from their illness within 2 weeks, but others, unfortunately, they don't recover until maybe 3, 4, or even 5 weeks later.
And right now, experts say the risk of monkeypox for Americans is low, but some worry college campuses could be at risk.
Here at San Antonio, Metro Health spent Thursday evening addressing local concerns about monkeypox. They say people who become infected may experience flu-like symptoms 1 to 3 weeks after exposure. After 2 to 4 weeks, a rash will form and eventually painful lesions will form. Metro Health's assistant director says monkeypox does not spread through casual contact like touching doorknobs or using public restrooms. However, the virus does not discriminate.
Cannot emphasize this enough that any person, regardless of their gender identity or sexual orientation, can acquire and transmit the disease if you come in close contact with somebody who has monkeypox.
Metro Health officials have enough monkeypox vaccines to treat 500 people, and they say they're hopeful more will become available. However, it's not clear when that could happen.
And at 6:15, I see flashing lights out there at I-35 and Loop 1604. Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos.
You know, I was really hoping we would get through this morning without any major issues, and I think that could still be the case here. At least that's what we're hearing from Txdot, because this is actually reported as a stalled vehicle. Now, I want to step out because I really think this is important as we see those crews that are out there working along the highway, flashing lights, they're wearing the right gear, but we know that this could be a pretty hazardous situation for those crews that are out there working to assist that stranded motorist. But make sure that you watch out. The rules of the road: move over or slow down, especially when it's that dark out there. The sun's not out yet, guys, so we have to make sure that we give those crews plenty of room to do their job. They're working to make the roads a safer place. But let's take you to where that happened, because if you were with us earlier, we told you about some barrier work and striping work that was taking place there. Same direction, actually, in the westbound lanes of 1604, not far from the Forum, there on the city's northeast side. And you can see that little bit of a buildup that we're watching. That shows that traffic's coming to somewhat of a slowdown. So as a reminder, again, make sure you check your vehicles before you get out on the roadway. And if you have trouble, we will get some information for you that you can find useful in the next few minutes. But thankfully, right now, we are seeing some pretty empty roads as we get that wider view of the Alamo City and some of those neighboring communities. But as a quick reminder, again, we're going to continue to see work take place here off Loop 1604, northeast side. And one more night of it, barrier work that should be wrapping on August 6th. Again, that's from 9 in the evening to 5 in the morning. Alternating lane closures on Loop 1604 westbound between Gateway Boulevard and Lookout Road. But make sure that you look out for those first responders who are out there at 35 at Loop 1604 right now. Guys?
Thank you, Stephen.
And we mentioned a little bit earlier, tax-free weekend.
Yeah.
So a lot of folks will be getting out this weekend. Hopefully the weather will be fine for them and they won't be like melting getting in and out of the store.
Well, I mean, it's still going to be hot, even when you have, even though we're going to be 6 degrees cooler tomorrow, lower than what was yesterday and the day before that. You still got to really be careful. It's still very hot. Pavement's still very hot. Cars, just be extra cautious with that. But yeah, it's just not going to be as searing once we get into tomorrow. Neither situation today. It won't be 103, which is good news. We're at 79 right now. 78 over there in Gonzales, as well as up around New Braunfels. The humidity is still up there. Dew points at 72, and we got a decent breeze out of the south primarily, and that's going to be the situation throughout the day with a pretty good breeze. All right, we've been talking about, seeing the pictures of animals splooting with their legs splayed out. So here's a reverse sploot with a 6-month-old black Pyrenees. That's going to be a big dog. Although this looks like a reverse sploot with a, half gainer pike or something like that. Almost looks like, when they go diving and they start twisting around. But what you can say is, I think that pup likes that cold concrete floor. That feels pretty good. Thank you for the KSAT Connect picture. And there's some of our morning clouds hanging around, and so that will help to keep temperatures pretty steady at this point. Fluctuate a degree or two, morning clouds, upper 70s, and then make it up through the mid to upper 80s. And it doesn't take much sunshine, as referring to or thinking back to a couple of weeks ago. Remember that morning we had a lot of clouds that really hung in here tough all the way through noon, all the way into early afternoon. And the thinking was that we wouldn't hit 100 that day, but all of a sudden, split up just enough to really heat things up quickly. So it doesn't take much to heat things up this time of year or this year, just because the ground is so dry. So that's why kind of going for 100 for a high temperature, very cloud dependent, few extra clouds hanging around here. We don't hit 100, 10% chance for a shower or two. And it's, very small shot at rain today, a little bit better chance tomorrow. There's this wave coming in here from the Gulf. This is the one that was just over by New Orleans yesterday. That's going to continue to work its way on in here. That will give us, again, stray shower or two. A little bit better chance tomorrow. Again, this paints things in with a broad brush. And the nice thing is, even going in, this doesn't mean it's going to be raining everywhere, but at least we'll have that chance for some rain. And the nice thing going into even Sunday and Monday, even though I've got 100 for the high temperature those days, again, very depending on clouds, we are going to continue to see a couple of sea breeze showers around here. So at least there is that chance for some rain off to the east and a couple of extra clouds here and there, which will help out. 91 at noon today, partly cloudy skies. High temperature is going to make it up to 100. Very dependent upon the cloud cover, of course. Shower or two off to the east. And then tomorrow, 97 with more clouds. 20% chance for a couple of showers. And again, you can't rule out a sea breeze shower, maybe one or two of them coming in here Monday. If we do hit 100s these days, it would be next Wednesday when we would move into first place with the most triple-digit days. But again, it's going to be a real close call, not only today hitting 100, but even Sunday going into next week. So that's encouraging.
Yeah, small victories.
Yep.
We'll take it.
Take them when you can get them. Yep.
I agree.
620, 78 degrees.
And still ahead in your morning spotlight, Lady Gaga's next movie could involve the Joker. We're going to tell you about it after the break.
We hit the bike trails every weekend.
Shingles doesn't care.
I grow all my own vegetables.
Shingles doesn't care.
We've still got the best moves you've ever seen.
Good for you, but Shingles doesn't care. Because 1 in 3 people will get shingles. You need protection. But no matter how healthy you feel, your immune system declines as you age, increasing your risk for getting shingles. So what can protect you? Shingrix protects. You can protect yourself from shingles with a vaccine proven to be over 90% effective. Shingrix is a vaccine used to prevent shingles in adults 50 years and older. Shingrix does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients or to a previous dose. An increased risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome was observed after getting Shingrix. Fainting can also happen. The most common side effects are pain, redness and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, tiredness, headache, shivering, fever, and upset stomach. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Shingrix. Shingles doesn't care, but you should.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a warning for travelers. The Better Business Bureau cautioning about scams disguised as deep discounts or fake cancellation notifications on flights.
Scammers always do their best work when people want something really bad and they don't want to pay too much for it.
Carolyn is a teacher who went online to search for cheaper airfare. She clicked on one site that seemed to have a flight that was exactly what she was looking for.
I booked it. A little while later, I got a phone call saying this flight has been canceled.
Instead, the provider offered up an alternative, but she grew suspicious and asked for a refund, and that never happened. The Better Business Bureau tells ABC News so far they've received 73 reports of this scam, about 40% of which happened since the middle of June, and they expect more. Coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you what to look out for. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
HBO Max and Discovery Plus subscribers can expect some major changes before next summer. A part of a massive merger involving Warner Media and Discovery. The two popular streaming services are going to be joining forces. The new service will blend HBO's scripted entertainment with Discovery's reality-based unscripted shows. Warner Brothers Discovery says both platforms combined have more than 92 million subscribers.
And also in Hollywood, Lady Gaga says she will star in the upcoming sequel to Joker alongside Joaquin Phoenix. Now, Gaga says a new film could be released in October of 2024. Joker, released in 2019, was a box office hit and earned Phoenix his first Oscar for his role as the title character.
I bet she's going to be pretty good in that.
Yeah, she's actually a pretty good actress.
Yeah. 625, 78 degrees.
And still ahead at 6:30, we're going to have the latest details of a deadly crash on I-37 that's coming up in just a few minutes.
And San Antonio police say they had no choice but to shoot a man after he fired at officers. Katrina Weber is live at the scene on the southwest side.
A quick look at the roads with TransGuide, looking there at I-35 at Loop 1604. Stephen Cavazos has been following this all morning, and he'll give us an update very soon.
I'm ABC's M. Wynn in Washington. Democrats are now celebrating getting one step closer to possibly passing a bill this weekend that's considered the largest investment in energy and climate in U.S. history. What hurdles still stand in the way? Coming up.
Outside with live cam, we know a lot of alarms going off right about now. So get up and get after it. It's going to be a good weekend. A little cooler temperatures. It's tax-free weekend.
Yes.
So if you're going to go shopping for your kids and all their school supplies.
A lot to look forward to.
Yeah,
Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I'm glad that we're going to have a small break. Small break.
Well, it'll be nice because a couple of extra clouds hanging around here today. So, it's going to be a close call as far as hitting 100 today. And then tomorrow, even more in the way of clouds hanging around here. So that will be a little more tolerable as you're walking across the parking lot, maybe heading into the mall or some of the stores to go back to school shopping. A few clouds hanging around here as of right now. And we have got a temperature of 79, dew point 72. Pretty much identical to yesterday, even the day before that, and a good breeze out of the south to southeast, 13 miles per hour. It is going to be on the breezier side today, 15, 20 mile per hour winds gusting at times close to 25. Heat index right now is 81 Pleasanton, 80 Canyon Lake, and 82 out there at the airport as well as Castroville. Mold is on the low side, and throughout the day, well, warm and humid this morning, and then later on this afternoon. Now, of course, yesterday, 103 tied the record. Same thing on Wednesday. Today it'll be, like I said, a close call just because of some of the extra clouds, a few of them here and there, and one or two showers mainly off to the east. I wouldn't get really excited about rain chances. Slightly better shot at some rain tomorrow. Not great by any means, but at least a little bit better, and cloudier. Not total socked in with clouds, but just enough to keep us in the 90s tomorrow. So that's some good news. And then we go into Sunday and next week. I've got hundreds on here, but again, it'll still be a close call. Very easy to heat up to 100 this year because the ground is so just bone dry out there, but a few extra clouds, one or two sea breeze showers as well is going to be more of the norm next week, but still close to 100. At least it's slightly better out there. So more in the weekend forecast, detailed look at it coming up. Traffic Authority just when you thought you're going to have an easy
Oh,
morning.
man, I think we jinxed ourselves, Mike, but that's okay. We're going to get everybody through it. We talked about 35 at Loop 1604, a stall that was causing some issues, and I'm going to step out of the way so we can just see that we still have at least one first responder out there. Now, this stall did lead to some slowdowns in the westbound lanes of 1604. This is not far from the Forum over on the city's northeast side, and it does look, as we take you to the wide look at the map, few stalls are lingering around the Alamo City, and of course, we want to make sure you get to where you need to be on time and safely. We're going to have some information about what some resources you can utilize if you find yourself stranded. That'll be coming up in the next few minutes. David, Steph?
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, a man who is accused of firing a gun at police officers overnight is in the hospital after being shot himself. San Antonio police say they fired back at him in return.
It happened on the city's southwest side in the 4100 block of Southwest Military. That's where Katrina Weber joins us now live. So, Katrina, we found out anything about this man that was shot?
Well, we do know, according to police, that he's 18 years old, and at last check, he was in critical condition. We have not received his name. Police have not released his name at this point, so we don't know anything more than that. But we do know the shooting happened right back here on Southwest Military. We're not far from Quintana Road. A very different scene here this morning, but let me give you a look at the video where you can see how police had the street all blocked off as they began to investigate this shooting, which did involve their officers. Police tell us that they were looking for this man. He had allegedly been involved in an incident that happened earlier in the evening in which he is accused of shooting at some property belonging to his girlfriend. The police were familiar with this man and also his family. They went to his father's house to talk to him, and police say that is when they encountered the man who they were looking for. He got into a car, drove away. Police followed him to this location on Southwest Military, and they say that the man suddenly got out of his car, started shooting at the officers, and they fired back, hitting him. Again, the last word we have from police is that he is in critical condition. They say they are still investigating this. All of this information is preliminary. The chief was out here earlier this morning. He did tell reporters that there were probably 4 or 5 officers involved in this shooting, but again, he is still looking into all of the details that he has been given about this case. So still very preliminary at this point. Reporting live on the southwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Also new this morning, a man is dead after crashing his truck in far South Bexar County near the Atascosa County line. It happened around 9:30 last night. According to a sergeant who was on the scene, the man was speeding northbound on 37 near Hardy Road. He hit a mattress. That caused him to lose control, and he crashed into some trees. The driver was taken to the hospital but ended up dying from his injuries.
And the man you see here is accused of working with a driver who had dozens of dead immigrants in the back of a hot 18-wheeler. In a hearing on Thursday, Christian Martinez pleaded not guilty to charges related to the migrant tragedy here in San Antonio. Now, Martinez, along with Homero Zamorano, were indicted in July after the death of 53 people who were in back of that sweltering big rig. If they are convicted, both men could face the death penalty.
And just this week, investigators tracked down a smuggling ring to the mountains of Guatemala. Felipe Diego Alonso and others arrested as part of the U.S. investigation. U.S. attorneys say they were linked to the death of a migrant woman who died in Odessa. Her body was left on the side of the road last year.
As repeatedly demonstrated, smugglers do not care whether those they conduct business with live or die. Only that the smuggler gets paid.
The 4 men will be extradited to the U.S., and if convicted, they could face life in prison. They will be the first extraditions from Guatemala for human smuggling. In total, authorities arrested 19 alleged members of that smuggling ring.
And this morning on Capitol Hill, a major economic package is closer to becoming law. It addresses health care, climate change, and taxes.
But opponents say it might not do anything to lower inflation. M. Nguyen has the breakdown from Washington.
This morning, a significant step forward for President Joe Biden's domestic agenda. Democrats now planning to vote on a bill representing the largest investment in energy and climate programs in U.S. history. This budget legislation would only need 50 votes or all Democrats to vote in favor. It comes after holdout Senator Kyrsten Sinema broke her public silence Thursday night, offering support to her Democratic caucus. The president calling it a critical step toward reducing inflation and the cost of living for America's families. The bill would help reduce prescription drug costs and health premiums, invest billions in fighting climate change, impose a new minimum tax on giant corporations, and reduce the deficit by $300 billion. Sinema says Democrats had agreed to remove a key tax policy that targeted the wealthiest Americans. Sources also tell ABC News the agreement that earned Sinema's support will also include a new tax on the money that companies spend to purchase back their own stock. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer saying in a statement he believes he has the full support of his caucus. The final version of the reconciliation bill to be introduced on Saturday will reflect this work and put us one step closer to enacting this historic legislation into law. The final hurdle, Democrats need to hear back from the Senate parliamentarian, who will then decide whether this bill meets all the budget requirements to allow Democrats to bypass the filibuster and pass the legislation along party lines. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
And back here at home, it is costing you more to be cool. Triple-degree temperatures are leading some of you to crank up that AC, and that's costing the average customer about $80 more than it did last year. CPS Energy is blaming the cost of fuel combined with the increased usage for those higher bills. CPS says the average bill in June was $225, almost $80 higher than June of 2021. They say about 45% of the extra cost was driven by fuel increase. Once the temperatures cool down and if energy costs also go down, they say your bills might go down too.
The real struggle I think that folks are seeing is when it's 105 outside, your AC unit can only cool your home down to about 20 degrees, cooler from the outside.
And CPS also saying when those temps are in the triple digits, you can use fans to circulate the air in your home to keep those costs down. You can read more about the programs to help pay your energy bill right now on our website at KSAT.com.
It is now 6:38 and 78 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, tax-free weekend is here. We're going to tell you how much you can save on school supplies.
And scientists have found a disturbing trend of pesticides in our food. We're going to look at what's being done about that and what you can do to protect yourself coming up. A new study by the CDC says over 80% of urine samples drawn from children and adults contained a weed-killing chemical linked to cancer.
It's a finding that scientists have called disturbing and concerning. Sarah Costa spoke with an environmental scientist about what's being done to keep our food protected and how you can protect yourself.
Pesticides, chemicals used to kill weeds, pests, bacteria, and fungi in agriculture. And now they're in our bodies. The CDC says 80% of children and adults in the U.S. had traces of a widely used weed killer in their urine samples. So how is that possible?
The major exposure or pathway, we say, is through our food.
Dr. Salgado Data, University of Texas San Antonio professor of Earth and Planetary Sciences, says it can also end up in our water from agricultural runoff. But we mainly get them from what we eat. That's because more than 200 million pounds of glyphosate, a widely used weed killer, are used annually by U.S. farmers on their fields. And that's not accounting for other pesticides sprayed daily. Data says this can be harmful to us, and the health risks depend on the amount in our systems and the toxicity of the chemicals.
And there are several categories of these chemicals that can include antimicrobial and antivirus properties, which may interfere with normal body functioning of the human body.
He says some can damage the nervous system, cause cancer, or create hormonal balances, or disrupt the endocrine system. It's why Data says over the last decade, laws have been put in place.
So there was a collective effort that was done from the EPA side and the pesticide data program that prohibited use of certain pesticides for certain crops and certain fruits.
Certain pesticides are banned from potatoes, green beans, grapes, strawberries, and almonds, just to name a few. But that doesn't keep us completely safe from consuming them in our food. However, there are certain precautions you can take to keep you safe.
Like shopping at organic grocery stores. For example, Whole Foods lists what's in their products on their website and are a USDA organic store.
Washing, peeling, and cooking. These are all ways that can protect you from the pesticides that are sprayed on your food. But data says not to panic, because the real solution is more transparency between the farmers and the consumers.
To have a notification of what type of pesticides, what's the quantity, I think, and when it comes as a bulk to the market, these information have to be transferred.
Sarah Acosta, KSAT 12 News.
And shoppers can now save money on clothing and school supplies. This is from now until Sunday. Shoppers can save about $8 for every $100 spent. Clothing, shoes, backpacks, and school supplies under $100 will not be taxed. However, there are exceptions like jewelry, handbags, umbrellas, and wallets.
And good news looking ahead. Gas Buddy predicting the national average for gas could soon drop to $3.99 a gallon. That would be the first time it's dropped below $4 since March. Exactly 5 months ago today. Right now, Gas Buddy says the national average is at $4.09 a gallon, but experts say it could fall another 10 cents in the next 3 days. A handful of stations across the U.S. might even fall under $3. Woohoo! Man, that sounds good.
Sounds wonderful.
Speaking of gas
and cars, let's check back with Cavazos.
Yeah, you know, actually I had to get gas earlier this morning. I probably should have waited, but that's okay. Need it for a road trip.
Well, sometimes you can't wait because you'll run out.
Yeah, I needed it desperately also this morning. So I'm one of those. I'm a little bit of a lagger there. But as we get in and look at traffic, things are moving fine. No worries there. We're just seeing a few folks out there this morning. But be on the lookout. The big issue in the headline of the mornings have been those stalls. We can take you right to the map, and you see a few of them have lingered around for a little while now. And while they're not really causing big issues out there, we know that they could pretty much be a dangerous situation for anyone that's stranded on the highway. So if you find yourself in a situation like that, quick resource here, the Txdot Hero program. You know, we've talked about this plenty of times, but some of the things that they address there are giving air to low tires, jump starting batteries, and they'll even change those flat tires if you find that to be an issue. But keep in mind, you have to be stranded along the highway to receive that assistance. Their number, 210-732-HERO. A great resource there, and make sure that you watch out for them if you see them along the highways like there. We show them plenty of times there on TransGuide, but we'll continue to watch roads closely ourselves, and hopefully we'll see a good start as people are getting ready to drive off into the weekend.
You ever do that on long drives where it's like, okay, I've got X amount left, and the car says this much, and the next exit is there. It's like, ooh, and you're getting down to like 5 miles left, and you're in the middle of nowhere. And it's like, there's the exit, thank goodness. So
usually I'll do that if I know there are a lot of gas stations on the way.
Yeah.
But if
you know the route.
Right, but if it's isolated, no, it's very dangerous.
Yeah. Kind of flirting with hitchhiking there. So beautiful. But I love that cutout there, the country gate off Highway 6. What a very cool picture. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, got a lot of clouds hanging around here this morning. Boy, it looks very familiar to yesterday and the day before that, and so on and so forth. We're in the upper 70s right now. Clouds are not going to let us drop down too much, 78, 79 degrees this morning, and then a little bit more in the way of some sunshine later on, 91 at noon, but we will keep a fair amount of clouds around throughout the afternoon. It is very easy this year to heat up to 100, which is why I've got that on the forecast high today, but you keep a couple extra clouds around here, and then it stays just below that. So I'm going to say a close call for 100, and that will be the situation even into next week. 10% chance for a shower or two out there later on this afternoon, which, this computer model has one or two of them trying to pop up. few and far between at best. Most would be off to the east. However, there is a slightly better chance for a couple of showers around the area tomorrow and more cloud cover. So not going to be completely socked in. We'll have some sunshine, but that's going to help to keep temperatures somewhat in check. And we will stay right at a normal high tomorrow of 97 degrees. And again, very few and far between. If you get one of these showers, could have a decent little bit of lawn water. It's not going to be any sort of a drop breaker by any means, but at least it'll be nice to see that. So the high is still pretty much in control, although we've got the wave coming on in here, that wave that was parked over right around Louisiana yesterday and continues to move on in here. So as it gets closer, obviously the better chance of rain is down there along the coast, but that will move across the area and sort of fizzle on out. So that's why rain chances improve, not great by any means, but improve tomorrow. High then builds back in here. But it is looking like we will still have enough of a flow coming in here off the Gulf of Mexico that's going to keep at least a couple of sea breeze showers around here, even going in through next week. And even though this whole pattern doesn't look like it's changing all that much, I think I'm going to put the qualifier of close call at 100 going into next week for high temperatures. So we'll have a few extra clouds here or there. 91 degrees, partly cloudy skies at noon, and then 100 high temperature. Again, very dependent upon the cloud cover. Today, 1 or 2 showers, primarily off to the east. And then tomorrow, 97. Wow. 20% chance for a couple of showers around here. It'll be nice to have a few extra clouds around. And then, again, a few extra clouds, maybe a shower trying to pop on in here on Monday. And again, close call, I'll put it that, as far as 100s going into next week.
So Monday, the school bus stop is going to be a little heated.
Mm-hmm.
It will be warm.
Yes.
It will be warm in the morning and it'll be hot in the afternoon.
I hate to get us off to Monday already.
All
we got to
week,
enjoy the weekend
really.
first.
Yeah, all week.
Because I don't want to do
Monday.
But hey, it's exciting getting back to school.
Yes.
So, isn't it?
Yeah. And you can enjoy your Saturday with not triple digits.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike.
651, 78 degrees.
And for now, out at live cam, we got 78 degrees, looking very nice out there. Let's enjoy that 78 degree weather for now. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Coming up on GMA, the government now declaring this monkeypox outbreak a public health emergency as it tries to increase our vaccine supply. Dr. Jha joins us from the White House. And with inflation hurting back-to-school budgets this morning, we'll tell you more about special sales tax holidays that can help you save on school supplies. Plus, get ready for the cast of the Broadway smash hit Hamilton, live in Central Park. That's coming up right here on GMA.
6:54. Let's check back with Steven.
Well, things are looking pretty good right now as we get closer to that busy time. It's morning rush, so if you are getting ready to get through the work week, thankfully we have nothing that's major to slow you down, just some quiet roadways. You can see it's getting a little busier as more folks are getting the day started, but we always want to make sure you get to where you need to be on time and safely. Be on the lookout. Still a few stalls remain in and around the Alamo City. We had a few actually just up north of Live Oak, but those have cleared out, but some still remain along I-10 as well as 410, but these are areas we'll watch closely. Quick reminder, I'm going to step out of the way here. You can call this number, 210-732-HERO if you find yourself stranded along the highway. They are a great resource. And of course, but make sure you check your vehicles before you get out on the roadway, Mike.
Lots of clouds hanging around here this morning, and temperatures are, well, pretty steady. We've got mid-upper 70s around all of the area. Add to that the humidity, so feels a bit warmer than that. 91 at noon, 100, I'm going to say a close call of 100. Very dependent upon the clouds, 1 or 2 of those showers off to the east. It is going to be breezy, wind out of the southeast, 10, 20 miles per hour, gusting from there. And then tomorrow, more in the way of some clouds. That's going to help to keep temperatures at 97, even a shower or 2. And then, again, close to 100 Sunday going into next week.
Very good. We hope those clouds stick around today and tomorrow.
Clouds today and definitely tomorrow.
We'll take it. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for joining us today.
All in all, a great looking weekend. Have fun. If you're going to stick with us, we'll be back here at